Hello guys, welcome back to Super Blender Tutorials. This is section 9 of this series. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so far so good. Well, I like how the scene is looking so far, as you can see, but one thing I just noticed is the camera perspective, like not the perspective, the dimensions of the camera and the dimensions of the images are a little bit off. So we're gonna change that immediately by simply going into the render tab. So click on the camera icon in the what this should be properties, yeah, in the properties window, and scroll downwards. Yep, there we go. And we're going to change these resolutions right here. So the resolution of the image is 400 by 302. So I'm just going to double that for clarity purposes. So I'm going to make that to 800 by 604. 800 to 604. So the first thing you're going to notice is the picture is coming more to life. It's more in alignment with what it actually looks like in the actual picture. So let's do that. And I think it's too dark down here, so we're gonna add a little bit ambient occlusion. We're gonna render using cycles when we finalize this scene. But for now, just to kind of appreciate the art a little more, I'm gonna add a little ambient occlusion. And to do so, you're going to go to your world tab in properties, world tab, this little globe here, and scroll down. You're going to find an ambient occlusion checkbox. Click on that and you're going to see the scene. It adds ambience to the scene, not even a little, but it does add ambience to the scene. Okay, that's out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to have to reposition this camera based on what I see in the picture. So that's just somewhere there. Okay. And I think I'm going to scale these seats down a little bit. So that's going to be one of the first things I do. So in this window, I'm going to select each of the parents of the seats. Okay, all 6 of them, and scale them down in. So okay, scale them down in the Z direction. So I do that by clicking on S, and then scale them pressing Z, which is in the Z direction. So as you can see now, I want them to be almost exactly as they look in the. Okay, that is just fine. Yeah, that is perfect. That is what I'm looking for. Yeah, that is what I'm looking for now. Of course, I just noticed the seats are kind of different, but that doesn't really matter right now. You can always go back and remodel it's the armchair that is causing the problem, so you can always go back and remodel that. But for now, because of this tutorial and the time that I have, I won't go into too much details in doing so. But without further ado, let us continue. So I'm going to change this speaker up here. I notice they're kind of a little bit off. They're supposed to be somewhere up there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to grab this whole scene, which is the plane I added before, and push it backwards. And I'm going to go back into my rendered mode here. Rendered shading. Actually, yeah, rendered shading. And then let's move this backwards. But it still does not satisfy that. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this here plane until this line here meets that line. So join me as I do so by doing that. Perfect. Yeah. And then now I'm going to grab this speaker, move it a little to this side, then move it upwards all the way, right there. Let me see this in rendered mode. Yeah, I guess it is much bigger than I put it, but that can change anytime and anyhow I want it, because I can easily go here and scale this up. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna scale that up and push it upwards until we get the almost exact same size. Scale it up once more. And that is almost, yeah, that is exactly what I'm looking for. So now the next step is to delete these ones, and then we're gonna re-enter them into the scene. We're gonna remake them into the scene by simply duplicating this one right here, which is the perfect size according to this scene right here. Some would prefer to use their own sizes, but I just want to keep it a little bit accurate. Of course, there's some improvisions I made, such as I compromised on the chairs, but in this case we don't need to compromise any further. And this is a little bit okay. Sorry guys, we're gonna have to go we're gonna have to go into the edit mode with this one. Okay, without further ado, because I want this line to be where this one is, so let us go into the edit mode. I'm going to select those two edges and then push them backwards until, oops, and this one. Let me just select the whole face actually. So I'm going to push this backwards until this meets that one right there. Alright. Okay, let's push this upwards that way. Okay. Yeah, that looks good so far, so good. And the next step is to add a speaker. I want to duplicate these speakers. So I guess this here is part of the series, so just kind of finessing on the sizes. So I'm going to duplicate that, rotate it. Oops. Perfect. And then duplicate that. And rotate it the same way. Great. Okay guys, that is fine for the shapes and for the sizes of these guys, but I think this, you know what, I'm gonna have to improvise again. I'm gonna push this backwards a little bit there, just be more in line with the scale in the image too, so that, yeah, that looks good. And I guess I'm gonna have to scale these up again. I am sorry guys, I'm gonna have to scale these guys up once more. Sorry, this has to be in the camera mode, and this has to be, yeah, there we go. This is it. Scale them up a little bit. There we go, just like that. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, without further ado guys, I would like to say we're gonna continue this in the next video tutorial. Please join me, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like this video. Comment if you have any questions. Super Blender Tutorials, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Tune in.